And you thought diss track season was over? What's going on, YouTube? It's only Knox Hill, and we are back. We're back for the reaction series. So today, man, a new challenger has entered the arena. I don't think it's any surprise that Game is tied with Drake. Rick Ross has fired at Drake. So what's happening right now? We got a Rick Ross diss track from Game. So this right here right now is none other than Freeway's Revenge. But before we go any further, listen, shout out to the shirt, bars, gotta catch them all. You like the hat that I'm wearing, KH, we got all kinds of dope merch, guys. knoxhilldmv.com. Get it, support the brand, support the channel. It really does go a long way. I'll put all links below. Also stay tuned because I think we might be live streaming later today. We're gonna do a full dive back into and review of the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef. I can't wait for that. So if you guys want to catch me live, stay tuned, that's coming. But anyways, know what we're here for. Game, step up to the plate. Let's see what you got. This is a Game diss? What is up with these just classic samples thrown on these diss tracks? I'm here for it. It's smooth.
Cut open his stomach and stuff bricks in it. Put his body on a scale like it's fish in it. I can see the bitch in him. $20 million home renovation just to slit your wrists in it. Suicide, it's a suicide.
Hey, great diggers.
Back, I know the truth's inside. You 12 lemon pepper wings from a heart attack. Academics, get this nigga Ozempic starter pack. Casa not, hit the room, turn that stream on. Ags buttons by this brief encounter with King Kong. This ain't the Kendrick beef. My Drake sing song, shots ring out. Your neighbor better have his ring on. Glock swing out, doors open like a swing on. Pac lean out, Machiavelli with the ring on. Ops is out, they on the same shit that we on. Hospital, wheelchair, hair wrap, sling on. It's payback pump for the drama you tried to bring on. Maybach trunks, type of shit that we eat our wings on. My K-Dot shit, I don't have to turn the beam on. It's that time of the month, get his pussy something to bleed on. Your baby mama told me that you like to get peed on. You a CO, that's the last time you had keys on. And we know you treat gunplay like he a peon. And he know some shit that ain't cool for him to speak on. My PO said this ain't the record that we agreed on. Then cut it off like the ankle monitor for the beep on. My niggas will learn French just to get they steam on. In Cali with calicos, don't need Khaled to get his scream on. We the West.
We getting that game. We getting that game right now. But there was a line there that I like, it just made me pause. And I got to bring it back. Because the lyrics, this lyric video didn't get it right. But again, this is the only thing I could find right now on YouTube playing it. But no, he did not say what I think he said there. We got to break down all these bars. But this line right here, we got to highlight first. This is wild.
You like to get peed on, you a CEO.
Your baby mama told me that you like to get peed on. You like those golden showers. What in the R. Kelly is happening in my life right now? But you know what? There is that Rick Ross interview when they talked to him about, is there anything off limits in bed? You know, you like to get freaky and stuff. And then he just like very casually drops about, you know, she's going to get peed on, you know, from the neck down, enjoy it. And maybe sometimes a little splash on the face. And it was like, oh, okay. That's interesting. Thank you for sharing that valuable information with us. Let's continue moving on with our lives. But anyways, let's bring it back and break down some of these bars, man. This man dropping in. He's scheming. He's scheming on this. This is the game we need. I love how they just like serenade you, right? We get these soulful samples and you just get lulled into this false sense of security, and then all of a sudden we just start smacking you around and talking shit.
Cut open his stomach and stuff bricks in it. Put his body on a scale like it's fish in it.
So that's clever because Rick Ross and his whole persona of being this, you know, mafioso drug dealer. So cut open his stomach just like we're kind of cutting cocaine, right? Weighing it on a scale. Putting his body on a scale, see if there's fish in it because he's fishy, but also what's underneath of that? What smells kind of fishy? He's a pussy, basically, is what he's calling him there. But then fish scale, he's got that pure cocaina too. So that's man scheming already.
In his stomach and stuff bricks in it. Put his body on a scale like it's fish in it. I can see the bitch in him.
And that's why the fish sets up then the next line, so he drives home that double entendre of a punchline, the bitch in him, right? Fish, bitch, pussy. We just talked about that versus fish scale. Man, it's smooth. It's smooth.
Put his body on a scale like it's fish in it. I can see the bitch in him. $20 million home renovation just to slit your wrists in it. Suicide, it's a suicide. Rip apart the mate.
Suicide is a suicide because you slit your wrist because what? You're so depressed, right? You got this big home that you bragged about on your Drake diss that you renovated, but also it feels like we're going to set you up and make it look like a suicide. And then he even, says suicide is a suicide. So he shouts out the track too, paying homage to the Gravediggers, man.
Suicide is a suicide. Rip apart the Maybach, I know the truth's inside.
Rip apart like the Maybach music label versus literally the whip, the Maybach. Whip it and let's see what's inside. Let's see if all those drugs that you're talking about is really down low in that, man.
Suicide is a suicide.
Because he's scheming already on the drug bars, the way he sets it all up.
The Maybach, I know the truth's inside. You 12 lemon pepper wings from a heart attack. Academics get this nigga Ozempic starter pack.
12 lemon, that's nasty. Because Rick Ross owns a ton of wing stops, right? So you 12 lemon pepper wings, but also he was on a lemon pepper freestyle with Drake. Like I said, Game is scheming. He's giving us these doubles and triples we need right now.
Lemon pepper wings from a heart attack. Academics get this nigga Ozempic starter pack.
That's wild. Get him. Hey, man. Hey, we all get him that Ozempic starter pack.
Lemon pepper wings from a heart attack. Academics
help him cut that weight, man.
This nigga Ozempic starter pack. Casa not hit the room, turn that stream on. Ags buttons by his.
That's not Casa not. He just gave Kai Cenat a shout out right there. Kai Cenat, sorry.
Encounter with King Kong. This ain't the Kendrick beef. Dream on.
This lyric video is terrible. I'm regretting this one.
Ags buttons by his brief encounter with King Kong.
Ass Button, not Button. Who the fuck is Buttons? Joe Budden about his brief encounter with King Kong. Game referring to himself as King Kong. Obviously, he's got beef and a history with Joe Budden. Bringing up different people of, who he slept with. Kim K got dragged into that one too, yeah.
Hit the room, turn that stream on. Ags buttons by his brief encounter with King Kong. This ain't the Kendrick beef. My Drake sings songs.
My Drake is in my Draco. But in the Kendrick beef, Drake is not singing songs. He's rapping. But in this case, my Draco is singing, right? He's got a gunplay bar on top of that versus the Kendrick beef. And then he even leans into that with the shots ringing out, like songs ringing out, and like his gun is shooting.
Shots ring out, your neighbor.
His gun is singing. And then he flips the ring very cleverly, like the ring camera. And then 2 lines later, that is not how you spell Machiavelli, but Pac, Machiavelli. We've talked about this. Don Illuminati shouting out Pac before. Pac with the ring on. Drake currently owns Pac's ring. That was a theme throughout the Kendrick beef and diss with Drake.
Better have his ring on. Glock swing out. Doors open like a swing on. Pac lean out. Machiavelli with the ring on. Ops is out.
But also Pac lean out, which is really interesting to me because this is a really, because you just talk about lines being drawn, right? I feel like we're at World War of hip hop right now, like allies versus the Axis. But in this case, Game feels like Italy, right? Like we don't know which side this dude's on. He's jumping over here. No, because obviously most of the West Coast is with Kendrick Lamar, except for Game, because Game's shooting at Rick Ross. Rick Ross is shooting at Drake. So it feels like he's kind of defending Drake in a way, and he's sliding over on Rick Ross right now. And he's like, Drake, you focus on your shit. I'm going to go handle this op over here. You see how this is setting up? It's very interesting. And then that, he's now Pac. Well, what does Kendrick Lamar refer to himself as? He sees himself as the second coming of Pac. Pac came to him in a dream. He had that vision, so he feels that obligation and responsibility. But Game is saying, no, I'm the Pac over here. I got the cred.
Sing song, shots ring out. Your neighbor better have his ring on. Glock swing out. Doors open like a swing on.
And maybe Drake gives him the ring when he goes and does the drive-by on Rick Ross. So that's why he's got the ring on and he's looking like Pac. See the setup? See how he's tying it all in?
Lean out. Machiavelli with the ring on. Ops is out. They on the same shit that we on. Hospital, wheelchair, hair wrap, sling on.
Even that, Ops is out. Like operations versus the opponent, the opposition, right? Ops is out. Hospital, Ops, because he sets up the hospital line on the second bar below that. And then there's that infamous, we talked about this when we did our Pac breakdowns, right? When Pac went to NYC, set up in the studio, he was shot 5 times. He survived that, but then there's that infamous picture of him with the sling in the wheelchair. So that's what he's shouting out right there. He's going to put you in a wheelchair while he's continuing the Pac scheme. That is smooth, man.
Open like a swing on. Pac lean out. Machiavelli with the ring on. Ops is out. They on the...
And Pac, man, that motherfucker, he checked himself out of the hospital. He's like, I'm not staying in NYC. And like, even when the ambulance was taking him away, he's flicking off the cameras like, Pac was Pac, man.
Same shit that we on. Hospital, wheelchair, hair wrap, sling on. It's payback punk for the drama you tried to bring on. Maybach trunks, type of shit that we eat our wings on.
Payback punk drama you tried to bring on. Maybach trunks, type of shit we eat our wings on. See just the multi-syllables on the A rhymes, the starting rhymes, and then the N rhymes, the B rhymes, man. That was smooth. And then Maybach trunks, like literally a Maybach, the trunk of that. But Ross could be in that trunk. Versus Maybach music, we're eating our wings on it. We don't care if we mess up this nice-ass, luxurious whip. And then also the wing stop. There's this wing theme throughout that too, man.
For the drama you tried to bring on. Maybach trunks, type of shit that we eat our wings on. My K dot shit.
My K, like my AK dot shit. Versus shouting out Kendrick K dot in this way.
Maybach trunks, type of shit that we eat our wings on. My K dot shit. I don't have to turn the beam on instead.
Right, it dot shit. I'm a marksman, man. I don't even need to put the laser on for it, right? I got this. I don't need any sighting in. I'm dotting that. Smooth bar right there. But then also, you think about Drake and then the beam and the Ghost Rider as well. There's a lot of scheming and alluding to the beef between Drake and Kendrick.
Eat our wings on my K dot shit. I don't have to turn the beam on. It's that time of the month. Get this pussy something to bleed on.
Obviously, once every month, women get a lovely present within their bodies. It's a lot of fun to deal with.
I don't have to turn the beam on. It's that time of the month. Get this pussy something to bleed on. Your baby mama told
he's gonna make him bleed versus he's a pussy and he's bleeding. We got that bar. That's a more obvious one.
me that you like to get peed on.
We talked about that.
That's the last time you had keys on, and we know
you a CO because he was a corrections officer. That's the last time you had keys, all the prison keys, right? You didn't really have those type of keys. Talking about keys of coke, kilos. No. It's a different keys you're flipping, my friend.
to get peed on. You a CO. That's the last time you had keys on, and we know you treat gunplay like he a peon, and he know some shit that ain't cool for him to speak on. My PO.
Treat gunplay because it could be you're faking with the gunplay versus the rapper gunplay. Wasn't he on a Kendrick song too? But anyways, he's close with Ross, and there's that story of gunplay needing to use a GoFundMe to help fund for his daughter, wasn't it? An operation that she needed. So he used a GoFundMe when it's like, hang on, your boy is Rick Ross. Is he not looking out for you here? Because surely he can give a little bit of money to help out with all the money that he brags about and says that he has.
Peed on. You a CO.
So look how you treat the people around you that you keep close.
That's the last time you had keys on, and we know you treat gunplay like he a peon, and he know some shit that ain't cool for him to speak on. My PO said this ain't the record that we agreed on.
CO, PO, we know, greed on, peed on, Eon. Love the way he just sets up internal, external rhymes again, man. It's smooth.
Shit that ain't cool for him to speak on. My PO said this ain't the record that we agreed on.
My parole officer said this ain't the record. You know when you go on the record to say something, talking about criminality and stuff, versus talking about this record right here. This ain't the record that we agreed. You shouldn't be speaking on this record right here.
Shit that ain't cool for him to speak on. My PO said this ain't the record that we agreed on. Then cut it off like the ankle monitor for the beep on. My niggas will learn French just to get they steam on. In Cali with calicos, don't need Khaled to get his scream on. We the West. Free the guys, I gotta free the West. I'm muy loco, I don't need a vest. I'm watching Scarface and cleaning text. Shots gonna be direct. Have you been through?
Okay. Anyway, no, I'm not doing the Scarface quote, but we loco.
I'm watching Scarface and cleaning text. Shots gonna be direct. Have you been through Cedar yet? When cars pull up, we do explosives and heater checks. The lights flick, the dogs bark, and niggas sleeping less. Under palm trees, we got them choppers that'll eat your flesh. The real Rick Ross know every bird gotta lead a nest. You stole your name, I pulled your fat. Facts. You looked that big and stole the staff. Facts. I smell pussy, that odor fat. You ain't sold no birds, you trolled the owl.
Woo! Oh, we having some fun now. It's diss track season.
I'm watching Scarface.
Let's bring it back and break this down. Come on.
Beep on. My niggas will learn French just to get they steam on in Cali.
Lyrics are terrible again. Just keep ignoring this. Just to get their steam on. We would learn French to get the steam on. We got some French press happening, baby.
Monitor for the beep on. My niggas will learn French just to get they.
But also, you want that heat? We'll give you some steam with it.
On in Cali with calicos. Don't need Khaled to get his scream on. We the West.
Don't need Khaled. DJ Khaled, we the best. But in this case, game goes, we the West.
Just to get they steam on in Cali with calicos. Don't need Khaled.
That's smooth, man. In Cali, California with calicos, we got the gunplay. And then the DJ Calico's Khaled. I love the way that he just sets up that wordplay and bend it right there. Man's rapping.
My niggas will learn French just to get their steam on in Cali with Calicos. Don't need Khaled to get his scream on. We the West. Free the guys, I gotta free the West. I'm muy loco, I don't need a vest. I'm watching Scarface and cleaning text. Shots gonna be direct. Have you been through Cedar yet? When cars pull up, we do explosives and heater checks. The lights flick, the dogs bark, and niggas.
It's like a war zone. What he's saying there. And you want to talk about the Cedar, Pyrus? You wanna come where I'm from? You want to talk all big and bad, and you want to do a heat check on gangster affiliations. Well, we know what game is affiliated with and who.
Sleeping less under palm trees. We got them choppers that'll eat your flesh. The real Rick Ross know every bird gotta leave a nest. You stole your name, I pulled your.
The real Rick Ross, you stole your name, which is true. And he actually tried to steal names twice, doesn't he? Because his original name, he was going off of Teflon Don. He even had an album, Teflon Don. So he stole John Gotti's name first, and that was his first MC moniker. And then he decided to take Freeway Rick Ross. Can I say that today? I can enunciate words. I'm going to get there. Don't worry. I had a late night. Freeway Rick Ross. Ricky Donald, right? That is the real Rick Ross. The real cocaine dealer pushing massive weight, not from Miami, from the West Coast. And that's where he became known as Freeway Ricky. And all his connects all over the states. And he was hooked in with the cartels in Nicaragua, in Colombia as well, pushing that cocaína again. So we're connecting with that. So Rick Ross basically took his story and took everything that he did and then made it his own. And that's what he bragged about and has talked about for years within his lyrics. There was even a very famous court case when Freeway Ricky got out. And he's like, nah, I'm tired of this dude stealing my persona and everything that I am. This is my life. And he sued him. He actually did lose that case. But what's interesting is, one of the reasons that the judges gave was that, Rick Ross used his story in a fictional nature. And they were protecting First Amendment, freedom of speech. But notice the words in the ruling, because it was all fictional. That was the Rick Ross defense. So acknowledging that, yes, I made all of this up and used his story to create my own with it. Interesting. I was waiting for this angle. This is the obvious angle to take against Rick Ross. I'm sure Ross has to know that this is coming, but Game is finally leaning into it. He's been alluding to it. He's been dancing around it, but finally gets to the heart of the matter late in this verse.
The real Rick Ross know every bird gotta leave a nest. You stole.
And that's a line. Every bird, like a bird, a kilo of coke, chickens, birds, cocaine language basically. Throwing the slang around versus every bird leaving the nest could be snitching, like a bird leaving to snitch, versus gunplay bars again flying.
We got them choppers that'll eat your
choppers that'll eat your flesh. Or he sets it up. So he's got a smooth triple right there with that.
The real Rick Ross know every bird gotta leave a nest. You stole your name, I pulled your facts. You looked at big and stole his staff.
You looked at big, Notorious B.I.G. and stole his style.
I smell pussy, that odor fat.
Very interesting that he quotes I Smell Pussy, a 50 Cent song, considering the beef that he had with 50. But he also used that and flipped it on Banksy, didn't he?
That big and stole his staff. Facts. I smell pussy, that odor fat. You ain't.
I smell pussy. Is that you, Ja?
Big and stole his staff. Facts. I smell pussy, that odor fat. You ain't sold no birds, you trolled the owl.
And he keeps on that bird scheme, right? Birds to owl, you ain't sold no coke, you just trolled. OVO is in Drake.
Smell pussy, that odor fat. You ain't sold no birds, you trolled the owl. Draco flick, it's like the light on the Carter 4.
Ooh, okay, we switching up here. He's gonna switch his flow up too?
Draco flick, it's like the light on the Carter 4. Bad kid, good.
Draco flick, like he flicks the Draco on, we're ready to go. Versus Drake, Carter 4, like the light on the Carter 4, because Lil Wayne, what does he always do, man? It's just one sound effect. One of the greatest sound effects that Lil Wayne is on a track in history, right? That motherfucking lighter that he just flicks, and that's it. And it's on. So he plays off of that like the lighter. He's got the beam on you with the gunplay bars versus Drake to Lil Wayne, Carter 4. That is, he's scheming. He's scheming. I just realized I went into breakdown mode and I didn't really listen to much of this verse. So I want to let it flow more. But anyways, staying on the The Drake and the Lil Wayne bar, we'll explain that and then we'll let it flow more. The Carter 4, that's very interesting because She Will was on the Carter 4. That goes deeper for me because Drake had that song. Rick Ross was supposed to be on that song. Drake heard it and then went, nah, not good enough. Lil Wayne, here you go. You have the song. So you had Drake and Wayne on it, and it was one of the biggest hits from the Carter 4, She Will. I would have loved to see like just a She Will, because that's an easy double. Like she will do this or that versus shouting out the song. That would have been an easy setup for game there if you wanted to go on that level. But let's see where he goes.
Draco flick, it's like the light on the Carter 4. Bad kid, good city. I studied the art of war. Run into that hand-me-down mansion and lock up all the doors. Stop with all that raving. Nigga, you not from Baltimore. I don't want to hear about no fish.
Let's go!
No floors, no spiral steps, no swimming.
We got MD. We got some love, baby. We got a shout out. Let's go. Shout out Baltimore. Shout out King Los. You know.
You not from Baltimore. I don't want to hear about no fish tanks and marble floors, no spiral steps, no swimming pools, no hors d'oeuvres, no Audemars, no car shows, no pinky rings, no umbrellas in the car doors.
Nice.
Introduce me and my connect to that Colombian you chop that raw for.
Yo, this fucking flow.
Fabricated. The lies you tell are getting saturated. What happened to the birds in the Maserati? They just evaporated? Woo! Boss. That shit be too exaggerated. Fucking with a Compton nigga, get your head decapitated. Leonardo DiCaprio, all that cap like you activated. I just bought 100 for yacht and it was captivating. Congratulations, what an imagination. From
no AI needed on that. Let's go.
The drug kingpin, now this nigga acting Haitian. The stories these niggas tell. He gon' tell us he got a key for every nigga he locked in a cell. He gon' tell us he just bought another crib, he living well, but he won't tell us about his health condition. He sick as hell, he popping pills. They starting to fuck with his brain. Seizures off the lean, Balenciaga shorts got shit stains. He not a mastermind, he got it. Line after line, laid back in the Maybach, making up shit just to pass the time. He think he Big Meech. Free Larry Hoover, Miami a big beach. Now watch how I maneuver.
I think I'm Big Meech. Larry Hoover. Hallelujah. Come on.
Think he Big Meech. Free Larry Hoover, Miami a big beach. Now watch how I maneuver. I don't tippy toe. I know plenty Zos that pull up in semi-trucks, hop out and let a semi go, so let me know. I let them boys and them drop Chevys go. It's humid in the 305, but they pushing heavy snow. Compton Grand Reaper, I make you reap with the devil, so walking through live with the same eyes niggas had in belly though. This ain't the new Death Row, this the old Harry O. Game is one of them niggas, Blue Da Vinci, Meech and Terry know, so my faces let it go. Oh, I almost forgot, fuck Bel Air, it's West Side, we let the Henny flow. So when that muzzle smoke, and that thing hot, even when the camera out of focus, just know the beam not. Run up on you, clean shots, look down on you, flash on like an iPhone, taped to the ceiling with the screen lock. This nigga drug women, that's how your team rock. And all that money you rap about gon' get you a mean plot. But in the meantime, I'ma let your fake fiends cop. And I know you doing your thing, but this is where the wings stop.
Wow. Wow. This is the game we need. This brought out the best game version. Wow.
He gonna tell us.
We gotta break it down now.
Both.
We gotta break it down. Oh man, there's a lot. There's a lot, and I like it.
City, I studied the art of war. Running to that hand-me-down.
Bad Kid, Good City. Shouting out Kendrick's Good Kid, Mad City, except Game flips it in a different sense. And then Kendrick talking about Art of War. Game's on his own Art of War right now.
Carter 4, Bad Kid, Good City. I studied the art of war. Running to that hand-me-down mansion and lock up all the doors. Stop.
Hand-me-down mansion, because you bought it and renovated it. That's smooth. He's flipping, you know, you want to brag about your mansion? I'm going to flip the mansion on you.
City, I studied the art of war. Running to that hand-me-down mansion and lock up all the doors. Stop with all that raving. Nigga, you not from Baltimore. I don't want to.
Baltimore, Ravens. I've spent some time at the bank, baby. Come on. Versus stop with all the raving, the talking, the raving that you're doing. You're going mad. Versus stop partying and raving. Because he sets it up later talking about the seizures and the drugs and the issues that he's had from that. We'll get into that.
And lock up all the doors. Stop with all that raving. Nigga, you not from Baltimore. I don't want to hear about no fish tanks and marble floors, no spiral.
And that's what, remember I said, it feels like, how can you be so luxuriously dissed? But that's what he did in his Drake diss, bragging about what he had with the marble floors and everything. So now Game is taking that and flipping it and trolling him with it.
Steps, no swimming pools, no hors d'oeuvres, no Audemars, no car shows, no pinky rings, no umbrellas in the car doors. Introduce me and my connect to that Colombian you chopped that raw for, was it fabricated?
Introduce me and my connect, right? You want to talk about pushing weight? Well, let's give you the litmus test. Let's see who you're really connected to. You ain't connected to no cartels. The real Freeway Ricky is connected to cartels, and that's why this is called Freeway's Revenge. Because even though the real Freeway Rick Ross didn't get his revenge and win in court, Game is doing it right now.
No umbrellas in the car doors. Introduce me and my connect to that Colombian you chopped that raw for. Was it fabricated? The lies you tell are getting saturated. What happened to the birds in the Maserati? They just evaporated? Boss. That shit be too exaggerated.
Using Ross's boss in his own voice. Come on, man.
To the birds.
Troll Game is high on that. What happened to the birds? All right. Again, we've got a lot of you're pushing in your whip, talking about all this drug dealing that you're doing. But I want to fact check it now.
Maserati, they just evaporated? Boss. That shit be too exaggerated. Fucking with a Compton nigga. Get your head decapitated.
ISIS.
Leonardo DiCaprio, all that cap like you activated.
DiCaprio, all that cap like you activated. Why? Because Leonardo DiCaprio, he's an actor, right? Most actors, you see them like wearing their hats out with the paparazzi. So you're capping, you're acting, right? What are you really capping?
Compton nigga, get your head decapitated. Leonardo DiCaprio, all that cap like you activated. I just bought 100 for yacht and it was captivating.
That is a Rick Ross type of line right there, man. He did it in his voice. Come on.
Congratulations. What an imagination. From CO to drug kingpin, now this nigga acting Haitian. The stories these niggas tell. He gonna tell us he got a key for every nigga he locked in a cell.
Again, the key to the cell, and we talked about him being a CO and flipping that. And then this Haitian scheme comes back into play because the Haitian presence and gangs in Miami, and Game is going to reference that later on too.
Tell us he just bought another crib, he living well, but he won't tell us about his health condition. He sick as hell, he popping pills. They starting to fuck with his brain, seizures off the lean, Balenciaga.
And this is confirmed in a Rolling Stone interview when he talked about having issues, like Lil Wayne having issues, like he's going through seizures and stuff because he's partied so hard with the lean and everything. And he is, I mean, these are facts that he's bringing to the table now.
Shorts got shit stains, he not a mastermind, he got it. Line.
Even that's a simple bar. He's not a mastermind, right? He's acting like this boss, like he's scheming everything. Nah, he's more of a victim. See the way that he sets that up? But also, Rick Ross had an album, Mastermind. Smooth.
Seizures off the lean, Balenciaga shorts got shit stains. He not a mastermind, he got it. Line after line, laid back in the Maybach, make.
He Gotti, line it. There's the John Gotti. Remember I talked about him starting as Teflon to Don? Right, Teflon, because nothing would stick to John Gotti in court. That's where that originates. But in this case, line after line, every single line that he says, he talks about being John Gotti. He even had his album, Gotti, right? Teflon Don. So every single line, he's talking like this, but he's not really. But then also cocaine, line by line by line. The doubles on this are smooth, man.
Shit stains, he not a mastermind, he got it. Line after line, laid back in the Maybach, making up shit just to pass the time. He think he Big Meech. Free Larry Hoover, Miami a big beach.
Rick Ross's song, BFM, I quoted it earlier. I think I'm Big Meech. Larry Hoover. Huh.
Just to pass the time, he think he Big Meech. Free Larry Hoover.
Whipping work. Hallelujah. But then he, instead of Larry Hoover, Game adds a free Larry Hoover. Shouting out Larry Hoover from Gangsta's Disciples. Free him. Kanye put on that concert to free Larry Hoover as well.
Making up shit just to pass the time. He think he Big Meech. Free Larry Hoover. Miami a big beach. Now watch how I maneuver. I don't.
Rhyme schemes on that are smooth. Big Meech, Larry Hoover, Big Beach, I maneuver.
I know plenty Zos that pull up in semi-trucks, hop out and let a semi go. So
plenty Zos, right? Haitian gangs. So you want to act like you're Haitian down in Miami? I know more people down in your backyard than you do.
No, I let the boys in them drop Chevys go. It's humid in the 305, but they pushing heavy snow.
305 Miami. Hey, shout out to Pitbull, man. 305. Listen, before, what was the name of that Pitbull album? I used to rock that when he was really rapping. Before he started doing all these club hits and stuff. Like, he had just a fucking dope-ass rap album, man. What? I got to look that up. I don't know why. My brain's connecting there. And look, the camera dotted didn't even notice. Enjoy the sexy chicken. Let's keep it rolling.
I let the boys in them drop Chevys go. It's humid in the 305, but they pushing heavy snow. Compton Grand Reaper, I make you reap with the devil. So walking through
obviously snow, cocaine. He's staying on that scheme. So my boys are actually dealing and doing it.
But they pushing heavy snow. Compton Grand Reaper, I make you reap with the devil. So walking through live with the same eyes niggas had in Belly though. This ain't the new death.
Shout out to the movie Belly, man. That's a Hype Williams movie. Nas, rest in peace to DMX, Method Man. But they had, walking through the club, and you had those shots of them with the eyes, like the glow in the dark eyes, like the Hobson style eyes, right?
With the devil, so walking through live with the same eyes niggas had in belly though. This ain't the new death row, this the old Harry O. Game is one of them niggas.
New Death Row, because who's the current CEO of Death Row? Shout out to Snoop, right? But no, this is the old school one with the real criminals, the Suge Knights of the world, right? The Harry O's, the ones that really did the time, right? I'm bringing it back to the old school days.
Head and belly though. This ain't the new death row, this the old Harry O. Game is one of them niggas, Blue Da Vinci, Meech and Terry know, so my advice is let it go. Oh, I almost forgot, fuck Bel Air, it's West Side, we let the Henny flow.
Right, Black Mafia family gets a shout out, Blue Da Vinci, Meech, Terry, so that's what he's saying there, right? You want to talk about Blow Money Fast, because that was the hit song. I'm talking about Black Mafia family, right? That's the time that I'm on. I really know people out here. I'm shouting out real people that have moved it, right? Because Black Mafia family was Black Mafia. They were connected with the cartels. They were actually pushing weight. So again, see how Game's positioning all of this? You know, you talk about this life. I've actually been in it, and I know people within it too.
This the old Harry O. Game is one of them niggas, Blue Da Vinci, Meech and Terry know, so my advice is let it go. Oh, I almost forgot.
Also, ounces.
Fuck Bel Air.
Drug scheme smooth.
It's West Side, we let the Henny flow. So when that
hang on.
Oh, I almost forgot, fuck Bel Air. It's West Side, we let the Henny flow.
We ain't drinking that nice sparkling wine, right? We all about the Henny. We on some harder shit. Give me that cognac. Hey, but they're both French, aren't they?
Let it go. Oh, I almost forgot, fuck Bel Air. It's West Side, we let the Henny flow. So when that muzzle smoke and that thing hot, even when the camera out of focus, just know the beam not. Run up on you, clean shots. Look down on you, flash on like an iPhone taped to the ceiling with the screen lock. This nigga drug women, that's how
Gun barring.
team rock. And all that money you rap about gonna get you a mean plot. But in the mean
Drug women. That's the other obvious one. I was waiting for that angle to be taken, man, because Ross had those infamous lines about putting Molly, you know, in her champagne, taking her back to his house, and, you know, she won't feel a thing. And then, like, he made, like, I don't know what type of PR this was, but his response was like, I don't condone rape. You know, sorry you guys misinterpreted my lyrics, but nobody misinterpreted it. But I know if you want to argue the artistic angle, an artist shouldn't have a filter. But yeah, it's questionable, very tone-deaf lines that Freeway Ricky has dropped before in the past. So Game is taking that and flipping it back on him.
that's how your team rock. And all that money you rap about gonna get you a mean plot. But in the
Mean plot in the cemetery.
meantime, I'ma let your fake fiends cop, and I know you doing your thing.
Fake fiends cop, get it? He was once a cop. They can cop all of this.
Gonna get you a mean plot. But in the meantime, I'ma let your fake fiends cop, and I know you doing your thing. But this is where the wings stop.
Doing your thing, Aki, you fake, you fraud. Come on now, right? This is where the wings stop. Ends it on a smooth triple right there. Wings, because we talked about Drake and OVO. Remember when Ross's plane had to make an emergency crash landing? He's like, oh no, the OVO jets came for me. So the wings stop of his private plane versus wing stop. Like, you think you're flying high, I'm gonna stop you right now, metaphorically, Icarus. And then the triple on that is wing stop is in the chicken wing joints that Rick Ross owns. Man, he carried that throughout it. Yeah. Yep. That was clinical. That was clinical from Game. He did his thing on that. Yeah. I don't have much more else to say. That was a hell of a breakdown that I had to dive into with that, man. He gave me a lot. Game, you were Knox Hill certified. Hope you guys liked today's video. Listen, for some reason you're here at the end. Obviously, enjoying the content. Do me a huge favor. Support the channel directly. Subscribe, notifications on. Really, really does go a long way. I love you guys. Stay positive. It's only Knox Hill. You know I'll catch you again.